What's up, everybody? We're back, and look who it is. Look who's here, pretending to be frozen. So you can't even keep it up. You're so giddy. I'm so glad you're back. First of all, I'd like to say Lorenzo's back on the show.
I'm back. Hello.
It's the L and C podcast for a reason. The L comes first.
Indeed.
He takes the L every time, so that I don't have to.
Hi, Keith. We about to turn that shit around though. It's all right, you know what I'm saying? About to be big W's. I'm gonna change my name to Wilson, like the volleyball in Castaway, which is the best part of the movie. You know what I'm saying? I used to have these two friends, and I showed them Castaway, and they're like, we didn't like it. And then, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of upset about that shit, because I'm like, it's such a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Specifically the part when he's like, Wilson, come back, I'm sorry. And I'm like, damn, bro. I remember when I first saw that shit as a kid, and I cried a little, because I'm like, Wilson, he said he's sorry, bro. He said he's sorry. Go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It would have been cool if he grew arms and legs and swam back and was like, okay, Tom, let's step it up, hug it out. We'll cry a little bit, not too much. We don't want the wildlife to see. We don't want the crabs to see. Thank you for being here, everybody. Please subscribe, like, follow the podcast wherever you watch and listen. We're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, of course. You're probably on YouTube. One of the 2 or 3 people who consistently watch. Thank you so much. I had a conversation with somebody who watches frequently, and we play games together. We're online, and I insulted him in the game in the heat of the moment, and he said, you better cut it out or you're going to lose my viewership. So, I can't even play games with my homies the way I'd like without, in fear of losing our entire viewership. So.
But I'm not going to lie. So when I was, like casually dating and I would meet new women, we would get viewers from that. But then obviously, when you stop talking to people, they start to fall off and trickle off. Yeah, so that was kind of keeping, that was kind of raising our viewership.
When I was dating, I did not tell anybody I had a digital footprint whatsoever until they found out, until they looked me up online and saw, oh, he's got a couple hundred Instagram followers and comedy. Okay, yeah. And then they can stalk me. I'm not giving them the stalking layup, but we digress. We have an amazing guest lying in wait. This is a comedian friend of ours from Northern Virginia. Very, very funny guy. I met him in Woodbridge, I'm pretty sure, and he's all over the area performing constantly. He told me he's unemployed, so he is available for booking. Please book him. Pleased to present Mr. Keith Becker. How's it going, Keith? How are you?
Oh, great, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I just retired after 20 years in the Marine Corps just this past summer. Yeah, I've been doing the stand-up thing for a couple of years.
That's what's up.
No, I'm just glad I got out before we invaded DC.
There you go. Oh, he ain't fucking around.
The Marines are coming. They're on the way. It's just a short time before every branch.
Keith, what are you, 38? You like 38?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, on the dot. Yeah, so enlisted at 18, did my 20 years.
Damn, you look young as shit, high key. You don't look 38.
Thank you.
It's that Marine lifestyle, because that motherfucker be doing PT every damn day. Yeah. Yeah. That's the key.
The benefit. The only benefit of hiking that pack around is almost none of the weight goes on your face. So I made it through.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how does it feel to not have a 9-to-5, not have anything that really demands your attention at any given moment, other than family and, of course, your partner or whoever?
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Is it liberating,
man?
I'm asking for a friend. I'm just curious, because really I'm dying over here. It's tough. Having to work.
Yeah, no, I know. The last couple of years, I was just kind of tired. after 20 years of it, you know, I was exhausted. I had to get out, and it's been very freeing, very liberating. And I hope, you know, all my bills land down a certain way where I don't have to pick up anything extra.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of still just happened. I just started getting a couple of my pension paychecks and my disability paychecks. So I'm waiting to see where my budget lands out in the next couple months.
Hopefully that shit nice.
Yeah, man, this is the fucking life.
See,
because Lorenzo, you were in the Army, but you weren't in for 20 years, so you don't get a pension or anything like that, right?
That's what I should have did. Yeah. That's where I fucked up. There's in another dimension. There's a me that stayed in. He chose a better MOS from the jump, and he kept his ass in. And so, what's funny is my plan when I was in Blacksburg, I was gonna go to school, get a degree, come back with another MOS. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them you need a degree for, like the really good shits where you like not really doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Those require a degree. But I went like a month after I graduated high school. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I was out the basics. So like, you know, obviously I had no degree.
But you can work up to that when you're enlisted, right? I mean, there are programs.
Let me tell you something. I did online classes when I was in.
Yeah.
And like, it ain't the easiest thing to manage. It's possible. People do it. A lot of people do it. But like, yeah.
Did you
like
go,
most
Keith,
nights.
Did you go in with a degree? Did you set yourself up for success?
No, I also went in right out of high school. But like, I really started getting serious about my degree about like halfway through when I was already like 10 years in. And it took me like 8 years to get a computer science degree online. But it's all part-time. It's all online.
You can't be doing that.
You know, you're working full time. You have the military duty things all the time. You have, you know, you're doing physical training at 6 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Getting shipped all over the place. Yeah, it's rough.
That's the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? At least like in the Army, they work with you, you know, to the extent that they could. You know, they're like, all right, you're in school, that's good, you're progressing. But like at the same time, your service shit come first at all times, you know, and the schools, of course, is gonna have to get that too, you know. So it's like you do what you can, you know, but
yeah, I think my buddy was in
what field were you in?
Oh, go ahead.
You said what field was I in?
Yeah,
I was a cook.
Okay.
Indeed, that's why I left and wanted to come back.
You say that like
it's
a point of shame. Like that's not.
So,
is it that bad?
No. So like, high key, it was straight. So I know why I chose it. So when I was 17, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself, and I was like, I had a decent amount of job offers, but I was like, I don't want to choose something that's so important that if I fuck it up, you know, it's real bad. I was like, if I become a cook, the worst thing I could do is burn chicken, and that's not gonna fucking kill nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what if you like fuck up your commander's lunch and he asks, who was the last person to touch this before it hit my tray? You know, and it's you.
Let me tell you. Look, it wouldn't be good. But the thing about it is, obviously, you know, whichever NCO in charge is going to check the food, make sure like everybody above me is going to double check over me to make sure I ain't fuck it up. Because if I fuck up, they going to get some shit for it too. And they don't want to hear that shit. So they going to make sure my shit's straight. They going to make sure. And I want my shit to be straight because obviously if they getting shit, I'm going to get shit even worse because they pissed off because they getting shit they don't need to get. You know what I'm saying? Look, they set me straight. I was on my shit, you know?
So Keith, you were saying before we started, and by the way, just I know we're all kind of new to this, but at any point, if you have something to say, just cut me or Lorenzo off because of the latency. We do all these remote, a little behind the scenes for the viewer, but these are all completely remote. So please cut us off if you have something to say. But I was curious about your MOS. So you said before we started that you had a computer science background, but you're kind of explaining you had to take classes for that while you were enlisted. So is that how you started out, or was that kind of a pivot for you?
Yeah, so I was in the intelligence community. but it was kind of like tech support to Intel. Like we provided all the basically everything you would need for a network in the middle of a desert.
Mm-hmm.
That's real
for a secured network. So that's why I ended up slinging like, you know, computer stuff. Like you're slinging trays, I'm slinging PowerPoints. All right, we're all helping in some way. But yeah, so for the enlisted, a degree's never really required. I know they have some other special MOS things in like the Air Force and the Army, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Marine Corps. Education is not. It's almost never necessary.
It's second hand.
But no, it's something because I went in wanting to make sure that I could have like a skill or something good that I could move on with. Right. And then I ended up going past 5 years. And after 20 years, I was like, I never want to do this again. I'm tired of being inside windowless concrete buildings. Without
when I figured that shit out, I didn't figure out that I should have like learned to, you know, did a job with an actual skill until I was getting out with other people who were, you know, they had intelligence, computer stuff, and they were getting really good jobs coming out. And I'm like, you know, I'm not working in a fucking kitchen. I hate this shit. That's why I'm leaving. So like, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I ain't realized I was too late. I didn't have a lot of guidance in that area. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like a big part of it is you have the MOS you were doing, but like you were saying, Keith, it's not like you've got a bunch of super advanced top of the line training as an enlistee. Of course, you took it upon yourself to progress and take all the certifications and side classes to move up or accelerate the process for yourself. But if you're going off of the enlisted classes, right, you get out of boot camp, you do basic training, and then you go to your specialty school, and that's it. It's not like you really rose the ranks or have inside elite ball knowledge of the subject matter that other people off the street do or other people coming from college do. So I think part of it, why you get those good government jobs, is that you've proven that you have discipline. You've proven that you're able to take orders or to follow a structure to a point that a lot of civilians and people wouldn't, or they'd be more reluctant to just, you know, listen, eyes forward and do a job and see it through.
Yeah, for most people. For most people, those DoD jobs are there almost no matter what field you're in. But if you want to do anything outside in the real world, on the enlisted side, you really you need the experience. So you need to go like the full 20 and get that managerial level experience before you tap out. Because if you come out with 4 years of bulk fuel pump and gas experience, like that's nothing. But if you're over 20 years still pumping gas, you still get that managerial and like operations level experience, leadership experience, and that opens up a lot of other doors.
Yeah. That's anybody. Look, boy, look.
Very important. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's the most important one. And I wanted to, because I was thinking about when I first joined, I was like, damn, I could retire at 37. And I wanted to restart it, just like go to the post office, finish off the rest of the time and go ahead and there. But I don't know. They ain't let me get in. They only want me join the club. I was like, damn. It'd be like that though. Sorry.
Yeah, you know, I know we all end up where we do. I enlisted in the Marines out of high school too, but I didn't make it through boot camp. And for a while, my plan was to go back in when I had been training and when I could meet the strength requirements needed of me that I didn't when I was put through, because they put me in what was called conditioning, or they said they would put me in the conditioning platoon, even though I couldn't meet the strength requirements at the time. They were so in need of trumpet players for some reason that they had to really urgently push me through. Not sure why,
No, that's what they do, and often it doesn't matter what MOS you are. Like you sign a contract before you go to boot camp. They're going to give you every opportunity to pass.
Yeah,
I knew dudes that like got injured and were there for like a year.
Yeah.
Yep. Boy,
getting rolled.
That shit crazy. Cause like a lot of them, they wanted to go home, but they stuck there longer than the rest of us. We graduate and they still there. I'm like, shit, you know. But I think they were still getting paid, I believe. So like, it ain't that bad. But at the same time, the pay only works like, let's say you single, you go to the barracks, the shit straight, you only got the bills you got. But like if you go into the real world, that shit ain't gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go back to paying normal bills and shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really doing it.
No. So I wanted to go back and I wanted to train, but being in the retail workforce long enough, I was able to finagle my way into a better job, the job I've had now for 4 years in Manassas. I don't know if that's where you're from, but we see each other there. And that's where I've been since. So, I mean, it does cross my mind. I'm still young enough technically where I could re-enlist and do a quote unquote better enlisted job.
Yeah.
All enlisted jobs are kind of crap and kind of, bottom of the barrel, but
you gotta look at that shit.
Yeah.
I ain't know what I was doing when I went. So first off, the recruiters, they be talking you up, because I told them, I was like, if I cook the food, do I get first dibs on the food and do I get the extras? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, shit, say less.
That's not even the food you want. It's not like you're at the Ritz-Carlton, making.
Let me tell you something.
Caviar.
When I was a kid, I was eating everything. I was just eating everything that was edible. I was eating it. Fuck it. Like a lot of people, like they don't like school food. I love me some school food. I don't give a shit. If it was food, I was eating that shit. I was a grown boy.
I want to start like you're getting ready to be on a weight management program.
Nah, hell nah. I can't let that happen to myself. I still try to maintain the body. When I don't do as well as when I was younger, of course. You know what I'm saying? When I was in college, I worked out like twice a day and shit. Now I'm a little busier,
Yeah, but you eat that much
time
because you do work it all off and you do stay skinny. Like I feel like if you didn't eat as much food as you do, you would look like Ariana Grande now in like a week, 2 weeks, or Cynthia Erivo, or any one of those two skeletons. It would all fall off the bone.
Hey, yo. No, high keto. But Ariana always been skinny because she was skinny in the
look, though. It's worse now.
Oh shit.
My girl and I just saw the second Wicked movie. Like there's a difference between the first and the second movie.
She looks like an
noticeably,
old woman.
like the top of her chest.
You can see her, her collarbone. Like she used to have, I think like this used to be her, she was filled out. Yeah. Of course she's wearing makeup here, but this is gaunt.
I think she's sick, high key.
Yeah, probably.
I saw some shit years ago. I forget what it is. I think she got something, but she's sick of some shit. Poor thing. Which is crazy. Because how you got all that money, all them resources, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know, it's a lot of shit. Damn.
Like, I listened to Tim Dillon's Thanksgiving podcast, and he did like 30 minutes on her family at Thanksgiving has like a responsibility to feed her, like it's something like they need to corner her into finishing the mashed potatoes and the turkey. And
look, that's the first thing somebody say.
I mean, what do you think? Like seriously,
maybe they're fasting in solidarity with the original Wizard of Oz movie.
Probably. No,
have you heard about that?
No, what's that about?
Oh, the original Wizard of Oz movie, it was a complete shit show behind the scenes with the cast and everything. I think the Tin Man got sick from the paint and all that crap. They were making that 16-year-old girl playing Dorothy smoke cigarettes all day to keep her weight down. Jesus. It was a mess.
Shit, they was wilding.
Let me see if I'm trying to look up a production.
See, I ain't hear all that. I heard a bunch of shit. This is so much shit.
Yeah, appalling onset stories by Vanity Fair. This seems to be what you're referring to. So yeah, that's got to be like lead paint, right? That's
of course. Back in the day,
Probably.
tasty.
Yeah,
you know
lead
what
was
I'm
healthy
saying?
back then.
yeah,
Yummy,
it was fine. Yeah,
delicious.
put it in makeup with mercury. Why not? Yeah, and Judy
Just in
Garland. I
retrograde,
mean,
you
Judy
know?
Garland notoriously was mistreated her entire career until she came of her own and had Liza Minnelli by then to hide behind. But seriously, like, I mean, they had her doing blackface and stuff. It's Hollywood back then, and thankfully Hollywood's crumbling and dying right now as we speak. I mean, Netflix just bought all of Warner Brothers for like $80 billion. So thankfully it's going to be a monopoly soon, and nothing bad happens under a monopoly. But no worker mistreatment of any kind.
It'll just be free, open media now.
Yeah.
Yay. So random dudes on YouTube can take over.
Yes. That's what I want to hear. I want to see Joe Rogan on Netflix, on HBO Max now. I'm tired of going to Spotify. That's what I want. I want him next to my slime DIY ASMR videos.
I'm fucking dying.
And what else? My body cam footage. I gotta have the body cam videos. Midwest Safety, #1. Code Blue Cam. I like them too. You say you watch a lot. I want to talk about stand-up. I want to hear about how you got into it, because it's always interesting to hear how people stumble into it, and you're really good at it. So it seems like you're going to be doing it for a while. I'm excited to keep seeing you around places.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, I mean, you are. The last time we saw each other, we were at Ace Jackson's mic, and Monica was judging, and you and Aaron and I all placed, and Heather Joyce won, of course, because she's Heather.
Naturally.
She's awesome. But you're very good. You're very good at what you do.
Yeah, when I saw Heather there, I was like, okay, no pressure. I don't have to worry about this anymore.
We're just having fun now.
I was going to enjoy myself.
Yeah, but I do want to get into that. But you said you watch a lot of YouTube. What are you watching? Like, what are your favorite creators?
Oh, yeah, I'm a giant nerd, and I like to learn and study things. And there's like Veritasium.
Yeah, I've seen
Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I get my news on YouTube. I watch freaking The Breakfast Club in the morning.
No.
And whatever they played on the Daily Show the previous night.
The Breakfast. Is that your girlfriend talking, The Breakfast Club, or is that you? Be honest.
No, that's.
Is she your fiance?
Yeah, no, that's me.
Your girlfriend.
No, she's a girlfriend.
Okay, cool. Let's make that clear. No, not my fiance.
We drew a hard line in the sand. All right.
Yeah, I mean, they're okay. I don't like Charlie. The God. I feel like he's a prick. And really, I'll tell you, he
grows on you a little bit.
I can't let
that happen. He grew on me a little bit. I can't. It's the rest it's everything else. And I normally just watch like the news clips.
Okay. Got you. That's interesting. That's all. It's
there's the nerdy crap that I get into.
To see who gets their news from what. Like, he covers headlines. So he told you that the 2 National Guard people got shot. You learned that from him or from them?
Yeah. Well, you hear it all over the place.
Yeah.
You see snippets of it on social media, and then you watch some news stuff, and
You know how Charlemagne got his start? It was from what's it? Wendy Williams? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who told me about that was Mike B. Mike Brown came on the podcast. And that was when Wendy Williams started having these psychotic breaks, and her eyes got even wider, if that's even possible. It is. They're about to fall out of her head.
Like 9 or something.
And she's in a wheelchair now. And so I was like, let's laugh at her. Why not? Because this is ridiculous. And she's kind of a mean, evil, mean-spirited lady. And Mike brought up Charlemagne and how he was involved in basically blaspheming people and or making things up, making gossip up beyond TMZ levels of like tabloid headlines, and basically just saying that openly on radio about celebrities and people, and ruining people's careers and music and acting just based off lies. And I thought that was interesting that they're not only the same kind of person who just speak with authority about stuff they don't know anything about, but that they came up together. So they created this genre of well, I can't say they created, but they largely both benefited and grew on shit talking on the radio. And that's their thing.
Some people just like that shit. I don't know. It obviously sells well.
I would watch Wendy Williams before I watched Charlemagne, though, because first of all, she doesn't call herself a god. I mean, that's number one. It's interesting that she had the psychotic break before he did, when he's like got delusions of grandeur.
I think he goes to therapy.
I never really watched Charlemagne.
Who's on there?
They have good interviews on there.
I don't even know anymore. Because I know Angela Yee was on there, but she got her own podcast. No.
Yeah, she left. They replaced her with Jess Hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like her. I didn't even know she was on there. Wow.
Yeah, like somebody needs to be on there to like tell Charlemagne off every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You gotta have that balance. Gotta have that. Yeah. Be like, so you're getting a little too, and I need you
for that.
Yeah.
And then they got Lauren LaRosa in there now.
Mm-hmm. Just makes me mad when
and she does the same, so it's good.
People throw around he should run for president, or Stephen A. Smith should run for president. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Let's stop it right there. Please. These people don't have anything to say or contribute meaningfully.
Stephen A. Smith, the guy that has to keep his chin tucked so his hairline is in frame.
Oh shit.
Yes. This guy is putting eyeliner on his eyebrows. I don't know what's going on. It's got mascara on. It's like, who are we trying to fool? What is this for? I can't stand
I ain't gonna lie.
Go ahead, Keith.
I know that
just steamroll, cut people off.
Here, you go first.
I want to hear from you. I get to hear Lorenzo every time.
They do good interviews. They do good interviews. They got really good people, interesting people on, do interviews. Yeah. They ask good questions. And then I usually watch the daily news roll up each day. And then every once in a while there's an interesting like donkey of the day thing that Charlemagne does. Like some dude in Florida did something crazy. Florida news. That's it. It's just my little update each day.
That's good. Indeed. And I don't mean to clown on you for watching him. I don't keep up with it, so I just hear that name and then think of him and think of how obnoxious he is to me personally. That it's just, and I see him on, and he'll go on like the Daily Show and ruin that for me, and it's a lot. I don't like it, but I'm glad.
I never watched him on a Daily Show.
Yeah. I mean, it's just Anyway.
He should not be allowed like just solo access to a camera.
Right. Exactly.
Like that's why the Breakfast Club show is good, because now he has Jess.
He's tempered. He's got people keeping him in
someone else to take over the mic at times. A little less him, a little more her.
Good.
Indeed. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about stand-up. I do want to know how you got into it. Were you one of the ASAP people? Was that your start with it?
I was, yeah. That's not. I had already kind of started, but I mean, I'd always loved stand-up like my whole life. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I got one of those like 13-inch cathode ray tube TV in my room when I was like 13.
Yeah.
And it was Friday night stand-up every single night. And that's kind of like how I learned about adulthood. It's like, and everybody's laughing. They seem to understand it. So that must be what like adult life is like.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I was like walking around the house, like regurgitating Chris Rock punchlines, like single and lonely. I'm 18. What are you talking about?
I'm fucking man.
Get on stage. So, like I was terrified, shy, insecure kid. Started at 18, 19, like most people.
Mm-hmm.
But after 20 years in the Marine Corps, a lot of public, a lot of teaching and instruction time. You know, so I'd already sort of trying to tell jokes in front of a room of like crusty colonels that want to hear a brief.
Mm-hmm.
So I already got a little sense of what that was like. But it was like a bucket list thing. Hiring here like 2 years ago. And I just walked into the Electric Palm and came in with 5 minutes. Like, I just want to do this to say I did it. And I haven't been able to stop.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I want to keep going down this road here, but just for a second, could you end the call and just rejoin? You're kind of cutting out, and I want to make sure we get everything of what you're saying. We have enough where we'll be able to piece it together and it'll make sense, but I just want to make sure this is good. All you should be able to do is hang up and just rejoin, and it should clear up. That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Taking a quick break just for a second here while we get Keith back.
A segundo. Uno segundo.
There we go.
I think that's no. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll cut all this out, this middle stuff. We heard most, if not all, of what you were saying. It's just, you know, kind of periodically freezing. So I want to make sure.
Okay. I was thinking that shit high key, like, because when you're in the service, especially, like, I know Marine motherfuckers, they funny, like, because all you doing is joking and talking shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and like you gain a lot more confidence and shit after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all y'all doing is cutting up because y'all bored, y'all sick as shit. So it's like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna make this shit enjoyable. You know, like I was a funny motherfucker back in my day. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time, I forget what the hell happened, but we were all getting smoked, and our sergeant, she was like, she said, "Y'all know why I'm doing this?" I was like, "Cause I'm a piece of shit." And like everybody started laughing. I was like, "Yo, I'm fucking killing." But I was like, at the same time, y'all know when to stop, cause like then you don't want to make this shit worse.
When you get light up.
Shit, boy.
So you would make jokes during briefings, is what you were saying? You would actually try to make it interesting.
Yeah, I would have. I'd always try to, especially because I really love teaching. So I taught most of my career, and then I was also at my schoolhouse for my MOS, 3 to 4 years in 2 different locations. So lots of instruction time. You like to try to keep it fun and engaging, make up and just insert jokes into nerdy stuff, because you know it's when you're teaching in the military, it's a PowerPoint. Teaching Marines binary. You know, like you got to try to keep it interesting, or else they'll freaking fall asleep, leave.
Look, boy, I be struggling. Sometimes you gotta get up, do a little something, because I be there. And you look, don't get caught falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, hey, make sure you keep me up. I keep you keep me up. Classes are boring. Classes are boring as shit.
So you have you have a public speaking background just by the nature of your job, giving instruction, making it interesting, making it captivating. You watch stand up your whole childhood. You quote Chris Rock. What would you say your style of comedy is? How would you describe the way you write jokes and you know the way you
I'm definitely a writer. Like at my core, I'm a big performer. Like my act outs are bad. I'm trying them, I'm trying everything.
That's
but
the
like
thing,
I'm
though.
definitely
You have to really, once you decide that's what you're gonna do, it's gonna be cringe. It's gonna be bad at first, but then you figure out how to sell it. And once you start to see people laughing at it, right, like, correct me if I'm wrong, once you start to see people, go along with it, then you dig into it and you get even bigger and even more crazy with it, because that's how you get it over the finish line.
I'm definitely like a dry witticisms type guy. I think probably pretty close to Sam Morril. And maybe like Dion Cole. I love how like Dion Cole, when he needs to, can pull out a great act out. Like he's pretty chill and stationary in the middle of a stage, and then for when it's needed for a random joke, he pulls out some great act out, which he happens to be a great actor too. I wish I could get to like close that gap between being Sam Morril, just really witty, freaking awesome killer jokes with amazing twists and turns, to being able to act if I need to.
Yeah. You only need excuse me, you only need one or two of those in there, like you're saying. Like you can have a big set full of, you're standing still, you're basically stationary in a spot telling jokes with misdirects and great punchlines, and then you have a story or you have an act out, and that's just another device. That's just another way of keeping people's attention and showing them what you're capable of, and subverting their expectations at the same time. So it's not always necessary. It is admirable. I feel like all the big people on TV, everybody with a special has at least one thing that they act out and they move around and the camera's following them. They're really Sebastian Maniscalcoing, something.
Yeah. I like him. Yeah.
But that doesn't have to be everybody.
I feel like you gotta be comfortable to do it. Like me, it's not. I'm not naturally like. I guess it matters. Like I guess if I'm like chilling with people, I might be a little more like, you know what I'm saying. But like in front of like strangers, I guess I'm not that. Like like I could speak in front of people, it's whatever. But at the same time, like to let people into myself, you know what I'm saying? Like I close that shit, But I gotta like be more open in order to be more expressive, And like I'm aware of that. It's just something I gotta get to,
I mentioned your girlfriend earlier because one of the jokes I remember you telling is about your girlfriend or the type of women you're interested in, and why was that something you decided to talk about on stage? Just
because it's always been kind of like a prominent part of my life that like really always has turned heads and been sort of like this funny thing about because I mean, look at me.
I'm so like, why should it be a joke? And it's even funnier that it is a joke and that it does land, because it's like this strange phenomenon. Like, okay, white guys can't date black women. What's wrong? What's wrong with that? My dad married my mother, who's a black woman, and he's a white guy. My mom's a black lady. They married. Granted, my father turned out to be a closeted homosexual, and they separated, but that's neither here nor there. I'm saying it happens all the time. You know what I mean? Why does it have to be some big... why does it need to be a punchline? It's funny. It's funny to me that it is.
Because expectations. Because expectations, stereotypes, especially like, and I look like the opposite white dude,
There is like
I look like the guy pulled over.
Yeah. There is kind of like a white guy that you think you're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Like, but high key, like it don't even be them. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
especially years ago.
No, hold on, that's a hell. Let me tell you something. I myself have never seen it, and I don't think I've ever seen a black woman with a white guy with dreads. We're not fans of that. Just so we, you know what I'm saying? We don't like that shit. We're not. Yeah, we don't like that. That's not okay. That's a no bueno. Just be
Or like
you.
Tom
You know what I'm
Hanks's
saying?
son, whatever
Oh
his
my
name is.
God. Fucking Chet.
Chet
I look
Hanks.
Chet. Yeah. How about no? You know what I'm saying? That's why he goes to other countries because they like anybody with fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
It's fucking gay.
This guy. Yeah, you
No,
don't
man,
look
it's just
anything like
because
him.
it's still.
I'd
Or
hope
sound
not.
like
Hey,
him either.
yo.
You know, he's fluent in patois, in
I'm sure he
Jamaican
is. Mhm.
dialect.
He just be saying random shit in a fucking phony accent. They trying to make because like everybody else don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh my gosh, he knows. Like he
But
don't know.
that's
He
what he
just
used to
saying
look like.
gibberish.
That back when he had acne. And then he turned into whatever this is.
Look at Tom. Tom's so damn stressed out. That poor man.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. But you said nobody would have guessed early on for you. So you looked totally
I would
different.
say it was less. It was less common years ago and less acceptable years ago. You know, like when I was in high school, you could ask the girls like, "Hey, would you ever date like a white dude or anything like that?" And they would say yeah because that's the politically correct answer to say.
Yeah.
But none of them ever would. I don't ever
Not-
remember seeing an interracial like couple in high school.
Where you grow up though? Because there's factors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I grew up out on Long Island in New York. It was this part of this crappy little suburb of Long Island where everyone was moving out from the city.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a great mix, and I thought that's what the world was like. The whole world looked like the cast of All That.
Hey.
You know, I just thought that was normal. And then actually we moved to northeastern Pennsylvania my last 2 years of high school, and the same thing was happening there, like accelerated. So yeah, I went from like this healthy mix to even more black kids from the Bronx and Brooklyn and stuff. So I was like, okay, this is more of the same. I mean, it's weird that we have drive your tractor to school day, but that's all right. And yeah, so I really kind of got pulled away and out of it when I joined the Marine Corps. And it's people really, with the whole interracial couple thing, it's even to this day, couples are like, they have to match like a pair of socks. You know, it's weird. They say like, oh, these two look good together, or they would be a cute couple. What they're really saying is they kind of look alike. That's what they mean.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I see motherfuckers that look alike and I get concerned. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, what's going on with that? You know, like we got a little clitoris going on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's got to be some weird gene pool thing or
that's a huge benefit. That's a huge benefit. I have never accidentally dated my cousin. Not once.
So I know this guy that almost dated his sister on his, so he didn't know all his dad's kids. So they was chilling on the front step. His dad come up, he kissing on her, you know, like dads do their kids or some shit, I guess. I don't fucking know. But and he like, Dad, you don't know her. What you doing? He like, you don't know who this is? This your sister. But like, luckily they didn't do shit yet, or at least that's what he told me. But high key, I wouldn't admit to it. I'd omit that shit out the story myself, even if something did happen. But what he told me is ain't shit happened.
Maybe
you know
you make a song about it if you're Kanye West. But you
did
don't.
He? What? What song is that?
That was his cousin. About him giving his cousin head is the name of the song.
Oh, he did. He did that.
He did do that recently. Yeah.
Oh no,
we can visit
that's
that
not
another
good.
time. It's neither here nor there. It's kind of.
It's very not good.
I think that's just attention-seeking behavior.
Definitely, absolutely.
That's very not good.
But it could be true, and that's why it's so fascinating.
That's what's scary. You don't know, bruh. Hey, yo, you gotta like, yeah. That's why you gotta see who's people's. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So me, I know I'm good because I don't really be I'm home currently where I grew up, but once I left home, I was gone for like 9 years. So it's like I know for a fact I never, I ain't dating the area where my family is. So it's like I know I'm straight. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and you date a lot. If this isn't out of pocket for me to say, but you
Hell,
dated
he
a
about
lot
to
of
say
white
something crazy.
women, Lorenzo.
Whoa.
You're currently
not a lot.
not
a
with
lot.
one, but
Not
I
a
would
lot.
say a lot. I would say
Not a lot.
the
Hold
track
up.
record.
I can count. Hold up.
Not that we're gonna tally up real quick, Keith, and just gonna
I've only
get this squared.
dated 3.
3, okay.
So,
so in
let's
the
get
time,
that
so
straight.
the time I knew you, it was you had just left
I got
one,
rid of so,
and then started dating another. So to me, it seems like a pattern forming.
That was 2. Son, no, hold up. That was only 2. And the thing is, there was some in between there because all of them I don't be dating. Sometimes it's just a little casual thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but
different.
There was 2 pieces in between those 2. You know what I'm saying? And then the second one that you knew.
We're not calling them pieces on the show. I hope. This isn't Fresh and Fit or one of those.
There are 2 women in between the 2 that you're referring to.
You're referring to a puzzle. I get the analogy.
Look, I'm using very vague language. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. I'm not calling
you're in a committed
women
relationship
items.
now, and she's not white. I'll say that. So I'm
See,
like I said,
I
was speculating, and I'm glad we cleared the air. You didn't. You don't have a type.
First off,
and that's very
what we not gonna do, because I can't have that out there. You talking about a lot, that's not a good look. That's not who I am. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that was in college. When you in college, a lot of shit.
You mentor a lot of young men.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of
when you're at church every
when you're in
weekend.
college, shit's different. Yeah. Indeed, I was there earlier. You know what I'm saying? right up in there. Right up in there.
On Sunday, yeah. That's why we had to record tonight, Keith. It's because he really. You're there for 4 or 5 hours a weekend. I feel like.
No, literally, that's how long it be though. That's why I definitely go every Sunday now. I definitely wouldn't miss spending 4 or 5 hours in a building that I love going to. And don't not want to go whatsoever in the slights.
So Keith,
did I tell you?
Well, I just want to get back to Keith because he's more important than this fan fiction of you being a religious person.
I want to know what white women are like. What's
Hold up, what you say? What?
He wants to know about his own people. He wants to know. Report from the field.
Look, first of all of them be different, So I talk to people depending on what I'm looking for at the time, and that's just how it goes. And
each piece has a different flavor. Would you say? Is that?
Yeah, that's how it goes. And the one that Christian knows, I met her in school actually, and then we started dating like years later. So I already knew her prior, and then we would like talk to each other every once in a while, and then eventually we started dating. So that's how that went. But like I don't be going out of my way chasing white women, and that's the main thing that I need people to know. Okay, I'm not one of them. All right, you know what I'm saying?
I've seen this guy on Instagram who does like the like black empowerment videos, or like strong independent black men, or
are you talking about me in third person?
No, listen, I'm talking about a real guy who made a real career out of being a positive role model for black, and he has this thing where he says no snow bunnies, no.
You talking about Dr. Umar?
Yeah, Dr. Umar. Thank you. I was drawing a blank. Let me look him up.
Yeah.
Is that kind of? Do you try to follow in his footsteps? Did you stray from the path a couple times, but you're back now?
Listen, I'm very Afrocentric. I also have a very mild, I don't want to say addiction, but a very strong like for sex, and it'd be like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Keith, are you a disciple of Dr. Umar's?
Of course
I know of him. I know all those things.
You see, you would know. You would have known his name before I did. This doesn't apply to me on so many fronts because I'm only into white guys. Just like the polar
I had a
opposite.
joke that's never worked because nobody knows who the hell he is. I used to try, like last year, I was trying this joke. I was like, I'm not pandering. I'm just trying to be Dr. Umar's favorite comedian. Never landed.
Yeah,
Never landed.
That's a deep cut. You got to be in a specific.
Yeah, he would not like me.
Say he wouldn't like your ass. He'd scowl at your ass. He'd be like, this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Hey yo, Christian, when's the last time you talked to Androvsky?
I don't know. It's been a while. I'll tell you, somebody, Dale, reached out to me yesterday,
shit.
just randomly yesterday. So it's funny you bring it. We used to work together at a grocery store / restaurant. They were side by side to one another. We used to work at both businesses. They're owned by the same family. So, and there's all kinds of people who come in and out of our lives from that. You know, any workplace you might make lasting relationships with people, especially family-owned businesses. I feel like those hit a little different. That's funny.
I love that saying. Did he hold up? Does he have your number? Or he hit you on social media?
He sent me a text out of nowhere.
I don't think I ever got his number, but when I left, I got a card somewhere. Everybody signed it. I look at that shit every once in a while. It makes me happy inside. I know.
Do people ever reach out to you, Keith? Because I mean, you were in for 20 years. Do you keep up with a lot of people that you worked with?
Yeah. Every once in a while, I hear from a Marine that I had a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one Marine actually that's been hit me up recently. It sounds like this weird scammy business thing.
No.
He's trying to pull. I don't understand half the stuff he's saying.
Thing.
So I'm trying to not engage. It's I believe in, I support the businesses and stuff that you have going. I think we can get in on something. It's like, I don't have a business. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Haven't talked to the dude like 15 years. This is weird. So I don't know how to respond to it.
I definitely get
it's a tough one. If it's somebody that you respected too, and now they're coming out of the woodwork offering you.
That's the other thing. Like, we were super close. He was a younger Marine that I had in the section. I was there for like 8 months.
Yeah.
And I think, it was.
Maybe he thinks you're more of a mark than that he could reach out now with a financial opportunity. Yeah, he's this guy. This guy will fall for this.
He's like, I remember he used to.
Or he has less to lose because you didn't really know each other. That too, and it's like, I had this guy's number for some reason. Let me just shoot my shot and then take all his money and siphon his bank account.
I don't have any money to take.
That's a lie. Yeah. Nice try. I see that piano. It didn't pay for itself. Do you play piano? Out of curiosity, do you play?
Actually, I was trying to learn when I bought this 2 years ago. And I got a good week's worth of lessons in before I stopped touching it entirely.
What inspired you to learn? Did you want to learn something specific, like cover songs or something, or is it something you've always wanted to do?
I had when I was a teenager. So when we moved to Pennsylvania, there's like this bad, poor family moment. We had like 3 families stacked up in one 4-bedroom house. So like 18 people in a 4-bedroom house for like 6 months, and I was doing everything that I could to escape. And I just sort of latched on to my uncle's electric keyboard and was learning all the little songs on it.
Yeah.
So just because the keys light up, and I taught myself half a dozen songs when I was 16 years old. Okay. And I don't know, I just got the idea of trying to pick it back up again. So I found a cheap electric keyboard on Facebook Marketplace or something.
Yeah.
And I've put like a week's worth of lessons into
but
it so far.
You had no training or lessons prior to that. You didn't have a music background at 16 when you were just figuring stuff out.
I played the trumpet in 4th grade.
Okay, hey. Represent. Look.
So I remember how to read music, but that's about it.
This was my high school trumpet, or my middle school trumpet. This is what I started out on and played all throughout public education. And this was, somebody already owned this for like 13 years and then sold it to the music store. And then I rented to buy it, or my dad rented to buy it. And I mean, like, it's all fucked up and detached. There's holes in the metal. You know, I'm playing this and it sounds like
you must have been good. You almost made it to the Marine Corps band, right?
Yeah, no, I passed the audition and everything. It was I was a good player, but you know, this instrument wasn't doing me any favors, I'll say that much. You know, so I know all about early trumpet playing. So what made you stop that in 4th grade too? How did you start?
Oh, the trumpet?
Grade? Yeah.
I think I started in 3rd grade, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. That was just when we started at my elementary school.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good program.
And by the time I got to 6th grade, I was just tired of being like the worst 2nd string player. Yeah, I just wasn't good at it at all. I don't do so well with sucking at things, like most people, I guess.
I feel that shit. I feel that though, cause like my school, we had I think it was like 4th or 5th grade. I think 5th grade, and they had violin, and I did violin because I wanted to play guitar, you know. And it doesn't add up, but in my head it did at the time. But they did it during recess, so I quit because I was like, I knew that it was my last year of recess, and I'm like, y'all got me fucked up because if I you know what I'm saying, if I knew that last year was my last year of recess, then that'd have been one thing, but I didn't know. So now I feel like I'm being robbed. You know what I'm saying? And also,
the music
you know,
is
at
recess.
the time,
the music is getting to play, getting to, you know, express yourself.
No. Let me no. Fuck that shit. I need sunlight. I need to fucking exert my energy. I need to be a healthy outdoor fucking kid. Fuck that shit. And the thing too, like, so if I was interested in girls at that age, I would have stayed because it was just me and a bunch of fucking girls. So like, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't give a shit then. I was still a kid playing and shit. So I was like,
Dr.
yeah, fuck
Umar
these.
have done in your position, I wonder.
He'd have played outside. I don't know. He'd have played outside. You know what I'm saying? He'd have been like, I'm surrounded by these. He's like, I'm surrounded by these snow bunnies and this Korean girl. I'm about to go to recess with my brethren.
But that, I mean, Keith, that's awesome that you tried to take lessons, you know, at this time in your life in particular, because a lot of people, I feel like once they have a bad experience with music or with an art form of some kind, it stays that way in their mind forever, and they never try to reattempt it or break in on a different instrument or something like that. But it's cool that you at least tried. Would you be interested in potentially like fully learning piano at some point?
Yeah, I would. You know, I'm retired now. I got more time on my hands. I know picking up an instrument is good for the brain.
Yeah, what was the problem with your teacher? What was the issue with your instructor?
Playing the trumpet?
No, piano. Recently, the lessons. You said you had like a week of lessons.
Oh no, I was doing it like myself.
Oh,
online. Like I found YouTube videos.
That's an issue. You can't do that. Yeah. No, you need to have a Ukrainian lady come in there and lift your wrists up when they're falling.
Hit you with a ruler when you fuck up.
Yes, that's what has to happen. And she'll give you a Tootsie Roll when you do it right, but only then. And you have to look at the bowl full of them. The entire rehearsal until you can't
look
right.
Don't look down. Mm-hmm. She said you about to be the white Ray Charles, but like you can see for now.
that's where everybody goes wrong. They think, there's so many YouTube tutorials, I'll learn it on that. You can only do that if you have prior experience. If somebody trained you, like if you have a cursory knowledge that's been imparted to you by somebody, or else it's an uphill battle. Your own. It doesn't matter how determined you are. You're not going to learn the fundamentals correctly through a screen like that. You're not going to be able to do it with AI either. You're not going to be able to do. It's one of those things where somebody literally has to show you, hey, if you keep doing it this way, you're actually not going to improve. It's going to be more frustrating, and you're just going to give up and walk away because people are going to do circles on it and sit on it and spin and do tricks. They're not going to. You're not. It's going to feel futile. It's going to feel like, what am I doing wrong? So do that. Do that for yourself.
I was not really that passionate about it,
It's
just like, this would be a cool thing.
But you have it though.
Yeah.
And that's how I know you're lying about having money, is because you're like, let me just buy a keyboard on secondhand on Facebook, and I might. It's just going to be a conversation piece, Play that motherfucker. Play that thing, man. It's there. You can do, and once you do it, you're gonna be the talk of the town. Every time you have Thanksgiving or Christmas is coming up, if people come over and you have a party, be like, let me play a little, Elton John or something, and lay it on.
That's people tell me a joke.
That's the worst.
That's what they want.
That's the worst. At least with piano, you can do it. Piano, you can be like, all right, I'll play something, because you'll have your things tucked away. With stand-up, you don't have jokes pocketed that are going to work on your friend or on your mother-in-law. That's not how it works. But music's different.
I feel like with the jokes, because it's got to be like a scene. It's got to be like a mood for the jokes. I can't just let me bust out. So because I'm not ready, you know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be funny. It's the same way where I try to repeat a joke I heard and try to tell it to somebody. That's what it's going to sound like, even if it's my own joke, and I'm not going to tell it right. It's going to be all fucked up. What I'm saying?
What do you do when somebody asks you that, Keith?
I had to tell them that I'm not on the clock. You paying? Is a show?
That's good. I'm going to steal that.
I'm not working right now. Come to a show.
That shit. I'd like the jokes pay bills. I don't work for free. Tell them, hell yeah.
Yeah, I just say look at my Instagram if you want to laugh. I guess look at a clip or something, because it's something
walk
about
up to you asking if you got the quarterly spreadsheets ready, asking if you got your work stuff going. What? No.
But in a way, it's like you can understand why somebody asks that question, even though it's notoriously the wrong question to ask somebody who does comedy. It's like, that is a running joke. Tell me a joke is the theme. And it is that way because it's an art form. With any other art form, usually you can do something on the spot. Like if you say to an actor, if you quote part of a line in a play somebody's in, and they have the next line, and that's the character they're playing, usually they'll give in and they'll do the scene with you. You see a lot of actors on the red carpet. The interviewer says one of their infamous lines from their best movie, and they finish it, or they dap up or they hug or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I'm surprised you knew that. That's great." But with comedy, it's like Lorenzo. It's like what you said. It's all about table setting. It's all about being in the right atmosphere. You can't do a set to one person or to like a room full of 12 people. It's not, even though we do that at every open mic in Northern Virginia. It just doesn't work when you're at a mixer and trying to do your set. It just doesn't work.
Right though. I'm like, y'all not ready for this. You're not ready for this. So you saying that if I see Tom Hanks out and I do a little floating away motion,
well, his bodyguard will shoot you on sight. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when they're walled off from society at the Entertainment Weekly photo shoot, the TikTok influencer, says, Christian Bale, say where is she, and he does the voice, and then that's that. They're happy about that.
Yeah, but they're not doing that to him at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't have friends and family doing that to him.
True.
I think the other side of what happens to those people is people respect their art form, and I think that's ultimately the difference is that most people just don't respect stand-up comedy.
So true.
True.
It's usually facetious when somebody asks, tell me a joke, clown. You do comedy, say something funny. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
You're not a comedian.
Because like actors, they be like, "Oh my God, I love you." But like with comedy, they're like, "All right, funny man, son,
impress me."
So I was at work the other day, and like I make small little banter and shit. And there's this one woman, and she's like, "All right, you're a funny guy," and I'm like, "Oh, all right then." Like in my head, obviously I ain't say it out loud, but like in my head, I'm like, "All right, bitch, like fuck, you don't like to laugh? That's your problem now. So you look where you look."
Okay.
She'll never find this. I first off, I use a fake name when I'm at work anyway, and
That's
I
good.
don't like because. It is good. It's always good. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I don't. And I don't have trust issues. I just don't trust people. And there's a difference. Everybody don't need to be trusted. Plus, people are fucking weird, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I see someone following me too long, I'm gonna hit a few turns and like see what's up. Cause I'm like, and then if it comes to, I'm gonna hop out. Cause like, why are you following me? Now, for the most part, they branch off as appropriate, but like, I don't know. You gotta be aware of people and shit. Like, you gotta watch
so you
people.
have trust issues and paranoia and paranoid.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not true.
That's what we're learning.
Tell you, I wish
nobody's following
you.
There's no unmarked car following you.
You don't know that. You don't
need to go to the White House and fix things tomorrow. You don't need to go to the Jewish embassy, to the Israeli embassy, and set yourself on fire tomorrow. I promise you.
I would never do that. That's so crazy. Like, I don't care how cold it is, neither. I'm not setting myself on fire. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. That's wild.
We're coming up on an hour here, and I don't want to keep you for too long, Keith. And sorry, this is how it goes. We're all over the place. I want to know if
that's fine.
Well, when we end, I want you to be able to plug everything you have coming up. If you have any shows coming up or places people can see you, I'll put your Instagram and everything in the description. I want people to find Keith Becker. Again, very, very funny dude. Don't ask him to tell you a joke though; he will kill you on sight. That's just how it works.
With his finger.
That's a non-starter.
Only this one. That's it. Done skis.
But I mean, how are you liking it now? So you say you do some showcases on weekends and stuff, and it's still kind of, I mean, it's still got to be fresh. I mean, how long have you been doing it? Like a couple of years now?
Years, yeah, 2 years now.
2 years.
And I know people are always kind of surprised, and people are always trying to gauge the time differences and all that stuff. But I was started when I was just barely 37, and I already have like life stories, life experience. I've already was like a student of the game like my entire life.
Yeah.
I knew what a tag was and a callback was since I was like 16. And so the writing always came there relatively easy. So it's been a pretty quick come up. And again, the public speaking experience. So it's been amazing. July, I did my retirement ceremony, and I was telling everybody like, hey, I'm about to have a lot of free time. Like, get me up. And I've been trying to really just, instead of hounding people, just try to show everybody that I'm good enough to be on their minds.
Be present, be in the room. If you're around those people, they'll just put you on stuff.
Yeah. And I think I hit all of that throughout the summer and fall. I got thrown on tons of showcases. I was doing 2, sometimes 3 a week. Everything sort of died for the holidays and everything. I think kind of falls off a little bit. So I don't have anything now until January. So maybe it's time I do like go start pounding pavement and
do those
start talking to people and greasing the gears, trying to get on more shows.
Do the open mics. Yeah, that's how it's done.
So many mics.
And then this. I'm starting to write some new jokes now too. While things are slow, like you said, winter's always when it dies down for the local scene. The celebrities are always going to play theaters and arenas and clubs, but I mean for the people just starting out like us, Christmas is usually okay. It's super dead. Nobody's going to go see a show in a basement somewhere or a show at a bar or someplace. They're not going to pay to see that when they can go see the light show or when they're going to be with their family. They're going to see something more family friendly. So, but there are always the free things happening, and that's where you refine the jokes for next year. That's where you get a little head start, a jump start on 2026. So I'm sure I'll see you.
I'm working on it. I'm writing a lot, getting ready to kind of hit the ground running once the new year hits.
I like that.
Awesome. I think we can end it here because I like to keep them wanting more. I would love for you to come back onto the show and we can have a discussion about literally anything as you've seen. It goes anywhere. It's kind of bounces from Snow Bunny to line cook to you name it. We'll get there. But if you come back, we can talk about anything you want. I want you to play something on piano for us next time, though. Anything like something like you'd play when you were 16. That would be really cool to see what that looks like.
Okay.
Because again, it's
okay. Yeah, I'll work on something.
I'm gonna press you, man. I really am. I am, because it's having an instrument is a gift. It really is. Even if you don't have a music background, it's still like the fact that it's there. The possibilities are endless. They really are. And I will find you an Eastern Bloc woman who's no nonsense, and she'll. Yeah. I'll make sure you have an arrangement with your girlfriend where she knows it's strictly professional when she comes in. It's no nonsense. It's all business up front. But she'll set you straight, and you'll be playing Mozart, Chopin, all of it in a month. I'm doing a show in January. I haven't named it yet, but it's kind of going to be a recital. It's like a comedy recital where the comedians, they'll come up and they'll play or they'll do their set. They'll do like 5-8 minutes of comedy, and then when they're done doing comedy, they'll transition to their instrument or whatever they play or sing, and they'll do a song straight up. They'll do classical music or rock or whatever their genre of choice is. And I've got a dude who's like a classically trained piano player / comedian, Pendar Kordonvasi, who I think you know. Have you met Pendar at the Electric Palm yet? Iranian comedian? Yeah. He's like no nonsense. He's like a legit classical piano player and a piano instructor. So he's always giving private lessons. And he's like, he plays like 4 or 5 different instruments. So he's going to be on it. I got a lady who's a classically trained opera singer and comedian who I've known for a couple of years now. She's going to be on it, and a few more people who play instruments here or there, and then I'll host it and do some trumpet bullshit at the top. But I think it's going to be fascinating. If you learn even one song and can do it well, like that's
in January.
That's the type of.
You got time.
I'm serious. You have plenty of time. Like
you got time.
That's what we're looking for. We're just looking for anybody who can do anything and do it, well, in earnest, and that's what makes the show fun for everybody. It makes it fun to be around, and it would be just a recital just like that. Like I don't know if you have any experience doing like a recital, but it's always awkward. It's always like all the people are lying and they're all dressed up nice in the audience. It's usually people's parents and family members at a church somewhere, but the kids go up one by one to the same grand piano or whatever, and they play their thing, or if they're singing, they do that. And it's just one after another. Like, okay, let's get this over with. We're only here for an hour, and then we're gonna get Golden Corral after. I want that same vibe, that same experience, but also a stand-up comedy show. So
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna play "Isn't She Lovely" by Stevie Wonder on the harmonica.
It's crazy.
What were you saying? What?
But it's crazy how comedians come from like all walks of life, and it's always a million other skills that comedians have. It's also that you could put on a show like that and everybody has experience with an instrument. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, I'm always looking for people with multiple talents to do like different events to set the event apart from any other stand-up show. Because I mean, you could see you go on Eventbrite, you'll see a stand-up event every night anywhere, and they really don't set themselves apart other than the performers, because people are concentrated in certain areas. Like we have the Woodbridge scene, it's all the same usual suspects. We have the DC is all you see the same faces. Maryland, Baltimore. So I like to set my shows apart from other people's, and I figure, I have a music background, so why not do that? But I'm really looking for people from all levels of experience. I don't want to wall it off and be like, I only want the best of the best. It's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be entertaining. And if you're really trying to learn, hot cross buns, and that's what you've done for a couple months, and you get there and kill it, and that's a success.
Really good at PowerPoint and hip throws. So if you want to squeeze any of that into a show, thematically,
this isn't a TED Talk or an Olympic tryout, but I'll keep you posted if we have an opening.
Right.
No,
that's the new PT test, ain't it? They do it's something. You throw a ball in a room or some shit.
Oh, the Marine Corps combat fitness test.
Yeah. Didn't they switch it up or something? I know.
Well, it's been around for a while.
Yeah. I don't know. I know they changed the Army's, because it's different from when I was in. I don't even remember what it is, but it's I know they changed it. I thought it was the same since everything was originally founded, but like I don't know. They're finding new ways to.
Crazy. They had some crazy CrossFit stuff. They're doing like deadlifts and crap like that. Only the Army has the resources to buy freaking weights and stuff for an entire battalion of soldiers and run them through a test like that. Marines, like when we make a test, we're like, do we need any gear? The Marines are like, we can do a test, but it has to require zero equipment.
I like that. That's how it used to be. Shit, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, and it's easier that way. It's more affordable, and they can kill you any way they want. Just with your body, with your body alone. Like, we're gonna teach you things. You could do this in a room, in a cafeteria somewhere, and kill yourself. So that's awesome. Traditions. I love you to come back. No, I have it pulled up here because I want people to follow you at Keith Becker Comedy, one word, on Instagram.
Like and subscribe so I can break 400 followers.
That's where we saw each other last at Hog Shack there.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, that's a nice video of me messing up.
Go check that out. Those are the best clips though, because it's throwaway material. You don't have to worry about it living forever and ruining your set in the future. If, you know, God forbid you become famous or something. But
and then people are like, I heard this before.
Funny edits that's all you need on Instagram. But I'd love for you to come back and you guys can talk about working out, something I have no knowledge of whatsoever, because I mean, you guys are the physically fit ones, and I'm just here.
Yeah, man, I'd love to. This is fun.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So at the end of the show, Lorenzo is back. Thank the heavens. Lorenzo gives the audience some advice about stuff we talked about during the show. So without further ado, Lorenzo, please take it away. And Keith, join in at any moment if you have any advice you'd like to impart.
I mean, so for starters, if y'all have kids, or if you are a kid and you're watching this for whatever reason, really think about your future / their future. You know what I'm saying? Like, teach motherfuckers something. Because if I had guidance, I'd have a whole different lifestyle right now. Now, I'm happy for all the people I met, because, like, you know, if I didn't make the decisions that I made, I wouldn't be right here with Christian, you know what I'm saying, and Keith, you know. But like at the same time, like, I also could be like very successful, you know. So like, you know, instill guidance into the younger generation so they're not a bunch of fucking shitheads, you know. That's the one. Also put into yourself, you know, you gotta look ahead in order to get ahead properly. That's the first one.
Are you talking about like enlistment options? I know it's been a while since we did this, but I mean, like, what point were we mentoring children?
No, we're not mentoring children. Everyone else mentor children. We're not doing no fucking mentoring. I got a job.
Because if we're like referencing the episode that we just recorded, it would be like, you know, if you're going into the Army, make sure you set yourself up, take a side class, maybe, you know, have a degree or something, get a good job. Don't be a cook. Something along those lines.
I ain't gonna lie, the shit was fun. Like, you know, I had tons of options,
so that's
and the
your
shit
advice.
Was fun.
Join
but like,
be a
didn't
line cook
prepare me for the future. Like, some motherfuckers, they like cooking. I don't like cooking. I just like eating. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I fucked up. Like, it benefit me, but at the same time, it benefit me for the time. I was thinking about the present.
So
I wasn't thinking about the future.
So are you saying follow your passion? Get a job somewhere where you can reap benefits that you'll enjoy, i.e. eating
always plan ahead.
To your heart's content for free.
Look, that ain't get me nowhere though. That's the thing about it. Yeah, so we're back at square one. You got to think for the future. You might not enjoy what you got to go through, but you rather not enjoy something now to be better in the future, instead of enjoying something now and then now in the future you're restarting. You know what I'm saying? Any
advice for what would otherwise have been a very strong, self-sufficient black man? Any advice for him? As relates to like white women and his
stay away
approach to and around them as a species.
As our king Dr. Umar would say, stay away from them snow bunnies. Don't associate with them. They're nothing but trouble. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'll say this, to be fair, so to me, in my head, there's two types of white women. There's the ones that only date black men. Stay away from them. Those are trouble. Right. And then there are the ones, they just happen to date who they date.
I'm just curious, why I agree with you, but why are they the more problematic ones, the ones that always date black guys?
I'm gonna be real with you. They're the racist ones, the ones that only date black men. Really? And like, people might be like, oh no, that doesn't make sense. There's different types of racism. No, that's real shit though. There's different types of racism, because like, and like, they'll say it, they're like, oh, their dicks are bigger, da 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 da, whatever it may be. That's what they say though, because like, you know what I'm saying? And like, they do it for basically the clout, you know what I'm saying? And then they do all the extra shit. They not really being themselves. They try to be something that they,
it's attention
quote unquote black, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and like, but at the same time, they're the same ones. They'll fuck around, they'll weaponize the police on you and shit like that. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like the one that I met in school, she, you know what I'm saying? She just happened, you know, we just happened to end up doing that. Exactly. Right. You know, she just happened to be cool. We just happened to be doing that.
But you've had these experiences with the weaponization aspect.
It's always been known that they do that. Yeah. I had, you know, I had a little situation. She was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I'm saying?
What about black women, Keith? Have they ever weaponized your race against you?
No. And I'll say I'll double down on that. But basically anybody that exclusively dates a single race or anything is that they're not looking for a person.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a person that they're seeing when they try to. And I know everybody knows me for the jokes and all that stuff, and I certainly have a type. But like I've dated around a lot. It was over a long period of time where I figured, okay, this is probably where I'm gonna end up, but I never exclusively dated. I'm attracted to the opposite of me, you know, short, dark, and curvy, and that's just kind of how it's worked out. So I have a lot of experience.
You never have an argument where she's like, well, you don't know how to season your food, so shut the fuck up, or you don't. That's never happened once.
No, I've never had any of those arguments.
Okay, good.
Never have.
Date outside of your gene pool, folks. Please, I think that would be the nail on the head there.
Please. I don't judge you.
Unless it's too late.
He said unless it's too late.
Unless it's too late. If you're a 40-year-old white man, that's like, hey, it's 2025. Maybe I'll try one now. No, like it's too late. If you didn't want to be seen in public with somebody 20 years ago, like you're the wrong person. Leave them alone.
Stick to tradition. Well, I think people have a lot to take away from that. So thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you again, Keith, for joining us. It really, again, I can't express how funny this guy is. You guys have to see him in person. Please follow him on Instagram for show updates in the new year. Might be some things coming up in December. Who knows? You know, we kind of get booked on a you rub elbows with the right person basis. So, you know, just follow and see what he has coming up. You won't want to miss him. Please follow the podcast here, like and subscribe. LNC Podcast for more amazing interviews like this. We meet all kinds of comedians from everywhere, and you never know when we get to interview somebody who's in your area who really puts in work and is killing it each and every day in your area, and it's always affordable. It's always some cool local show. This is like we're like at the point of stand-up comedy that people talk about family-owned businesses and coffee shops and, you know, gastro pubs, if those even still exist. You know, just like the hipster shit. We're on our hipster level comedy arc. So please go check us out. Thank you again, Keith. Really does mean a lot that you could join us. We have to have you back.
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, looking forward to coming back.
Awesome
stuff. And I'll definitely see you around soon.